Good morning. It's time for our math lesson for May 13th, Wednesday. And today we're going to be working on a problem-solving investigation using pages 755 to 758 in our My Math books. So boys and girls, today we're going to be using a strategy called guess, check, and revise. Okay, so sometimes when you're doing math, you have to make a good guess, and then you have to check your answer, and then you have to change it depending on whether it's reasonable or not. So let's find out. Let's practice this with this problem here. So learn the strategy. It says 3 elk are walking in the mountains. 2 of the elk weigh the same amount. The other weighs 150 pounds more than the other 2. If the total weight of the 3 elk is 1,650 pounds, how much does each elk weigh? Wow. Okay, so remember, we always use our 3-read protocol. So the first thing that we always think about is, what is this problem about? So this problem is about elk, which is an animal, right? So there are 3 elk that are in this problem. What do we know for math information? So now that's the second part, right? So 2 of the elk weigh the same amount. So 2 of them are equal, and a third elk weighs 150 pounds more than the other 2. Okay, so we need to find the weight of these elk. Okay, so the question is, how much does each one weigh? So the total weight of the elk is 1,650 pounds, right? And we're going to find out how much each one weighs. So for the plan is, we're going to use the strategy of guess, check, and revise to solve the problem. All right. So the first guess that they make is that the first elk weighs 400 pounds. So if the first elk weighed 400 pounds and then the second elk weighed 400 pounds, then because they're the same amount, right? Whatever the first elk is, then the second elk weighs the same. And then the third elk has to weigh 150 pounds more than that. So 150 pounds more than 400 is 550. So if you check, 400 plus 400 plus 550 would be 1,350. We're checking that's too low because they need to weigh 1,650 together. So next, they guessed 500 pounds because they know it has to be more. So if the first elk weighs 500, then the second one also weighs 500. And that would mean that the third one weighs 650 because that's 150 more. So the total weight would be 500 plus 500 plus 650 equals 1,650. So you check it. Ding, 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 it's correct. So 2 of the elk weigh 500 pounds. The third elk weighs 500 plus 150. Oops, sorry. I've got to adjust my document camera there. 500 plus 150, or 650 pounds. So does our answer make sense? Yes, because they add up to 1,650 pounds. Okay, awesome. So now we're going to try a second problem together, and then you're going to do some on your own. Okay, so we're going to do our 3-read protocol here. Corrine is making twice as much fruit punch as lemonade. She is making 12 gallons total. How many gallons will be fruit punch and how many will be lemonade? All right, so we know that this is about fruit punch and lemonade, right? So that is what the problem is about. So what facts do you know? So we know that she's making 12 gallons total of the 2 types of drinks. And we know that she's gonna make twice as much fruit punch as lemonade. Okay. All right, what do you need to find? So we need to find how many gallons will be fruit punch and how many will be lemonade. So, so there will be blank gallons of fruit punch and blank gallons of lemonade. Okay, so our plan is going to be guess, check, and revise. Okay, so whatever amounts there are, they have to add up together to be 12. So I know that the amounts are going to be less than 12. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is, let me start with, so I'm gonna make a table like they did. So fruit punch. Oh, actually I'll start with lemonade because there's less lemonade. Okay, so it's gonna be lemonade, and then fruit punch will be 2 times whatever amount we choose for lemonade. And then we're going to have to find the total gallons. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my table there. So for lemonade, let me start, what if I made 2 gallons of lemonade? Okay, so if I made 2 gallons of lemonade, if I double that, 2 times 2 is 4, so my fruit punch would be 4. So my total gallons would be 2 plus 4 equals 6. So now I need to check, and it is too low. All right, so that's not it. All right, so if that's too low, then I need this to be higher, right? So let me try 4. So if I have 4 gallons of lemonade, if I double that, the fruit punch, it would be 8, right? So 4 plus 8 equals 12. So that is, ding, 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 correct. So I'm going to go back up to my sentence. There will be 8 gallons of fruit punch and 4 gallons of lemonade. And I'm going to check, does my answer make sense? Yes, because the 2 amounts add up to 12. All right, so now it's your turn. I'd like you to go ahead and complete page 757 and 758 on your own. And we will see you tomorrow.